Agricultural output, no doubt, is expected to give positive and significant results when it comes to the Nigerian economy. But what we see these days is that somehow we see it is insignificant, or rather, I would say it has less impact on the economy. We know that the agricultural sector as a major aspect of the economy that ought to be, the main being of the economy. But as it stands, the federal government is trying so hard to ensure that that come to play. On that note, to welcome you to Agric Economy on ARSN Television, Abuja, Nigeria. I am Khadija Oluwatoyin Amin. On today's program, we shall be taking a look at the impact of agricultural output on the Nigerian economy, and we know how we do this on the program. To discuss this with us is our economist. Television, Abuja, Nigeria. Like I said, we shall be taking a look at the impact of agricultural output on the Nigerian economy. What I mean simply is, what in every agricultural activities, how does it affect, what an importance or value addition has it done to the country's GDP? And to discuss this with us is our economist, Mr. Gabriel Idankolo. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. We know that agriculture is one major aspect of the economy that has done so much when it comes to the area of employment. So we'll talk about youth participation and the rest of it. In all of this, what's the impact of these activities or commodity or output to the Nigerian GDP?
Actually, the economy is supposed to be the mainstay of Nigeria's economy before the advent of oil exploration. And oil exploration over time has made agriculture to be relegated to the background. In the 60s and 70s and 80s, Nigeria decided to put more focus on crude production and export, to the detriment of agriculture. And some of the frameworks that were put in place before then, as regards Agric extension, Agric research, were jettisoned with so much focus and concentration on oil production. And over time, we discovered that instead of the oil production bringing a blessing to Nigeria, it's fast turning into a curse. Of recent, in the past 15 to 20 years, Nigeria has gradually been moving back to agriculture as the mainstay of the economy, looking at the burgeoning population of the country that needs to be fed, and looking at food sustainability and sufficiency in the country, and also an ability to be able to even supply the world, because Nigeria has enough arable land to be able to plant enough crops and enough forest resources to be able to not only attain self-sufficiency but to also be able to export even to other countries. And that's why you see that some of the major crops in Nigeria, Nigeria has grown to become some of the highest supplier of those crops in the world. So when we look at all that, we discover that the position of agriculture in our national economy cannot be overemphasized, and the impact that is now making in the past 10 years has been tremendous, and it has positively affected our GDP and has made it to continue to rise despite low intervention by government, because we discovered that budgetary allocations to agriculture and the sector itself is not what it should be. But despite all that, we discovered that agriculture has consistently been contributing positively to the GDP, even far better than the oil sector. So that makes it very important and pertinent for this new government in power to ensure that more focus is placed on agriculture in all its ramifications, in all its value chains, to be able to ensure that we get more from agriculture than what we are presently getting, and make it more impactful to our economy.
Okay, so tell us, so far, what is the contribution of agricultural products to the growth of the Nigerian economy?
Based on statistics, we discovered that as at 2023, agriculture has been contributing significantly to the GDP, and based on what is being performance of Nigeria, both locally and internationally, and that segment, we will not take out the other segments, the other crops, like the seasonal crops, like the rice, the yam tubers, and the rest that are also being prepped up for export or are also being exported. But we discovered that these cash crops are the major mainstay of foreign exchange lending that Nigeria has been enjoying in the past years, and they are the ones that have been positioning Nigeria as an Agric. So we talk about palm kernel, extract as well. They have also been a very good, veritable cash crop that Nigeria has been enjoying and benefits from. And this series of categories of cash crops have really helped Nigeria to get foreign exchange apart from being able to sustain the economy.
Okay, so far, what ways that Nigeria is
the thing is that based on research, we discovered that some of these cash crops have long decision. There are so many research institutes now that are looking for seedlings that will have shorter gestation period to also produce bountifully as well. And they are coming up with new discoveries to be able to ensure that cash crops that you have to wait for 2-3 years for it to mature can come as high as 1 year or less, or even 1 year and a half, so as to be able to, because that is what discourages from people from going to cash crop. Instead of, they go for products that is between 3 to 6 months, so that they can be able to harvest, cash in, and do what they need to do. So because of the era of research and development, there has been improvement in that area to ensure that more attention is drawn to cash crop, while it will not just be left for some certain categories of people. The second thing that has to be done is value addition. Value addition is also very important for these products, for them to be very competitive both locally and internationally. And that is the aspect that the government needs to ensure that there is enough information for the farmers and even the populace to ensure that most of these products, both the perishable and even the other types of products, value is added to them to ensure that Nigeria can actually benefit maximally from them. So these two areas of research and development, value addition, and extensive information gathering is very, very important to be able to help the agri sector, especially those that are major foreign exchange earners, to be able to increase our GDP.
Okay, we know that there's this saying that says you have to put your money where your mouth is.
Yes.
You have to put your mouth where
your money where your mouth is.
This is going to take me to agricultural financing, those who touch on it. There's been so much, talk that the government is doing their bits but not really doing enough when it comes to financing of agriculture. Do you think if we're able to get this right, agricultural financing, then our outputs will translate so much in reflection of the GDP?
Yes, agricultural financing can help to build capacity, because we have discovered over time that some farmers or agri practitioners, for example, are operating within the capital outlay that they have been able to gather over time. And if they are properly financed, it will be easier for them to expand their production, improve on what they are presently doing, and even be able to have the capacity to add value to the products that they are churning out. So agri financing have a long way to go in enhancing capacity in the agri sector. And we have seen over time that if agri financing is not properly put in place, it is not only the farmers that will be affected, but even the government will not be able to generate as much revenue as it should if the agri sector is properly oiled and the financing lines are properly drawn to ensure increased productivity and to ensure improved value addition on some of these agricultural products. So the impact or import of agri financing on our agricultural expansion cannot be overemphasized. Very, very important.
Okay, yes, the importance cannot be overemphasized. On that note, to quickly take a break. On return, Agric Economy continues. Section. Welcome back. It's still the program Agric Economy on ARSN Television, Abuja, Nigeria, and we've been talking to our economist, Mr. Gabriel Dakolo, who has taken us around the impact of agricultural output on the country's GDP or national economy, so to say. He has talked so much on different significant areas. Talked about agri-financing from the government angle, importation, and getting it right from also the farmers. So far we've been talking about seed. We have so many, should I say, fish producing farms, yet there's still, this outcry that fish production is not, what that we have is not enough for Nigeria. How do we balance this up?
Actually, there are two issues that as regards aqua farming and fish production sufficiency, for example. The first aspect of it is the reach of where the fish production is and the aqua farming. The second is the cost. So when you look at the reach, the area where this aqua farming is dominated, some people prefer frozen fish, while some people prefer live fish, like catfish and the rest. But when you look at where this farming are being done, some of them are far from the city center. Some that are not far from the city center, when you go ahead to go and purchase from there and come and resell, it becomes a logistics problem. So when you look at the location of where aqua farming is being done vis-a-vis where these products are needed, you discover that there is a challenge in that area. And again, Nigeria, even with the metric tons of fish that is being produced every year, still imports a large portion of its fish intake. So it shows that we have not attained sufficiency in fish. And with all the fishing that Nigerian fishermen are doing, it amounts to the fact that combined the fishing from the sea with aquaculture, it is still not enough. So you discover that there's abundant opportunity in the area of fishing in Nigeria, which needs to be tapped. If Nigeria has attained self-sufficiency in fishing, we will not have need to use expensive dollars to be importing fish into the country, because we still import up to 50 to 60% of our fishing needs in this country. It shows that we still have deficiency in that area, and that is another angle that the government should look into. It's not every farmer that should go into tilting the ground and cultivation for crops. We can designate and be deliberate about fishing, about cattle rearing, about piggery, about snail farming, and these other aspects of farming needs to be given attention as well, apart from the traditional ones.
So that we can means that if we have this side of agriculture being upped, means that the 24% we're talking about
will increase. And because I still see a situation, if the Agric revolution plan by this new administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu kicks up fully and is effectively managed, the GDP from agriculture could rise to up to 50%, all things being equal.
Okay, so far what should government be looking out for? Every time we talk about any topic, I always ask, what should government look out for? Because this program is supposed to be like an advisory to the government. What should they be looking out for? We are already in good. We are moving from where we were, being 24%. What can we do to up it?
I believe that the government should look at agriculture as a solution provider to the myriad of problems that Nigeria has. Agriculture could help us to grow our economy. Agriculture can help us to reduce unemployment. Agriculture can also help us to attain self-sufficiency in food production. So these three are very, very key to the sustenance of Nigeria as a whole. So if government starts seeing agriculture as a mainstay of Nigeria's economy, then the government of the day will be deliberate in ensuring that much more attention is given to agriculture and its various value chains. Because if more attention is given, the outcry by the youth that they are not employed will reduce, because they will be gainfully employed in different sectors of our agric life. Also, if government can ensure that agric is giving the attention that it needs, this cry of continuous food inflation will reduce. Because when we are producing enough, then the prices will drive down, because it is demand that generates increase. If there is too much demand and less supply, then the price of those products will continue to rise. But if the food is flooding the whole area, that means supply is more than demand. Economically, is going to drive down the price of food products. And that is where the government should be looking at. We should stop. The government should have a target to the extent that we will get to a level in the next 2, 3, 4 years of our life in this country where some agri-product importation will be stopped. I see no reason why Nigeria should still be importing rice, importing beans, fish, prawns, and also some of those ridiculous things that are being imported into this country, which is draining our foreign reserves in dollars. So government should critically put attention into agriculture the way they are putting attention in our oil assets to ensure that agriculture can compete favorably in all the sectors that Nigeria has. Agriculture is the most beneficial to the population because it will not only feed the population, it will also engage the population positively and increase production in the country. So I see no reason why any government will overlook agriculture.
Okay, you talked about farmers not wanting to plant some of this cash crop because of the length, the timing of
the time frame of harvest.
Is there, like you said, I know that at some point in time we interviewed the Biotechnology Agency, and then we're made to, while we're talking, we're made to understand that even acceptance of these improved seeds is something that is actually difficult for some of the agencies that are in charge of.
Yes.
What's your word for farmers in this regard? Because if we have improved seedling, like you suggested, we have seedlings that can come out maybe in a year and 6 months instead of 5 years. Why would farmer
be waiting for the long one that now that is where partnership comes into place. The research institute need to partner effectively with farmers. I know most of the research institutes in Nigeria also have farmlands. Yes. When we have gotten a research breakthrough on some of these crops, why don't we invite the farmers? Let them observe the growth from the research institute farmland to see how it grows, because the farmers are always skeptical and do not want to be used as guinea pigs. That's why they will want to see it happen first before they embrace it. So the research institutes should ensure that these products, these improved seedlings, are first grown by them. The products brought out to communicate to the farmers. The farmer sees it, they compare it with even the ones that they used to have, and when they are seeing superior arguments, seeing that even the yield from this improved seedling is far better in quality than the one they used to do, there is no farmer that will not want to embrace it because it becomes more profitable for them on the long run. So there should be adequate partnership between the research institute and the farmers. When these improved seedlings come out, don't just carry it and go and dump it on the farmers. Invite them. Let them look at how it's performing on your own farm as a research institute, and over time be doing joint inspections until time of harvest. And when it's harvested, you do critical analysis of what has been harvested vis-a-vis what the farmers used to have. And when they see the comparative advantage of having these improved seedlings, no one will need to cajole them before they take it up.
Yes, no one will need to cajole the farmers before they take up. I think, like you said, sensitization is one main thing that needs to be done. Holding interactive session with these farmers in ensuring that they know what the advantages of this and it is not harmful. Because most feedbacks I learned to get is that there's been this scare of maybe it's going to be harmful and the rest of it. Yes, thank you for coming on the program, sir.
Thank you for
You have heard it from the horse's mouth. This and that needs to be done. Farmers, from government to farmers to stakeholders, every hands must be on deck in ensuring that the sector actually is being moved to its pride of place, so that our country can also pride itself as one of the countries that, as country's GDP is from agriculture. They are 24% now, hopefully before this administration ends tenure, we're hoping that this will move to 50%, giving agriculture one more stand. On this note, to wrap it up on Agriconomy on ARC Television, Abuja, Nigeria. This is me, Khadija Oluwatoyami, saying stay tuned.